What up, guys? Good morning. Sorry for being a couple minutes late. Monday morning after the Super Bowl, you know how it is. It is right now 8:12 a.m. on February 12th, 2024, day after the Super Bowl. Congrats, Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh, hold on one second, guys. I got a phone call. I got to take this. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I got a little home. Ooh, this thing is so annoying. I've got a home repair that needs to be done. My garage door will not open. So I got trying to get a hold of somebody that can come out here and take a look at that. Man, my settings here on all this stuff. Let's see if that helps. Um, so yeah, appreciate it. All right, I got the Nasdaq futures contract up here. Let's take a look at what we got going on. God, it's so hard to argue against this bullish price action, but I keep saying it every morning. I hate to short the thing, but I just can't buy it. I just feel like it's so overextended. But when you take it look at this weekly chart, you can really see, you can see how it's still just very bullish. There's really no signs of weakness. We did gap down on the open last night, Sunday night, but who cares? It wasn't like a big news event gap down. It was just, gapping down. Let's see here. There we go. There's my pen. Slide that baby over there. You can see it's just opened up so much. We're holding above 18,000. use the top of this band here on the weekly, 18,500. Just seems like it's got more room to the upside if it wants to go. Daily, yeah, you can see here on the daily, we're open up to probably 18,200. Very bullish candle coming in Friday. We cleared that big resistance level we had out, used it as support, pushed off. Nice bullish candle on Friday. Seems like it still wants to go up. Let's look at a 4-hour. Big area of support. We can see just one second, guys. Trying to get somebody out here to fix my garage door, which sorry, thanks for that. I had to text him my address. God, get off my screen. I need my thing. We can see a big level of support coming in right there. It's down here at 18,000 psych level, right? Big, nice round number. 18,000. It's kind of pushing down here a little bit on the 4-hour. That would be my support zone for it. And if it got through that, then we could probably draw a ascending trend line. Ascending trend line coming from where? Here, let's see what happens if it's bottom of the band. That's a lot. That's far. There's an ascending trend line. Then you got another one going like this. Or it's like fanning out. That's probably the nearest one right here, So yeah, we're coming down to a support zone. Need to be mindful of that. Hopefully the stream is fixing itself. I'm not a streamer, obviously. So I'm going to keep messing with the settings to make the latency as low as possible. So this seems like it's pretty ideal. You've only got about a 2-second latency here. Before we go into anything, I should also note that you should not copy my trades. I lose money all the time. You should not copy my trades, and I would feel horrible if somebody out there copied, without understanding kind of why we're getting into trades or what I'm doing, and, you lost money. You always want to understand what you're doing, why you're getting into a trade, and really try to find a system that works for you. I know that's when I first started trading, I hated when people said that. I hated when I was trying to learn how to trade and somebody was like, you just got to find something that works for you. But it really is the truth. You got to find a system that works for you, and trying different ones and then kind of taking a little bit of one system and adding it to another, or mixing a few, and understanding kind of understanding price action, and understanding how some traders are profitable, and then trying to find a system that fits your personality is the way to go. So anyway, here's that support level that we drew out right at 18,000. It's kind of a brainer. We can see this low volume node here from last week. Draw that out. It's basically the whole range at the moment. But let's see. I would say a zone like that from 15 to 1800. It's kind of going to be your support area at the moment. It's coming right down to it. Maybe trying to trap some bears. Descending trend line like that. This is an hourly chart. Very tight range again. That seems to kind of be the theme for the last few weeks. Just these tight hourly ranges and then waiting for the breakouts. So, I think that this area down here on 1800 is kind of support zone. It's a little counter trend trading because we are drifting down pre-market. So you're fighting the trend. You're fighting the medium term trend, I would call it. But obviously the higher time frame trend is up. This medium term trend, is that even a thing? Did I just make that up? I'm pretty sure I just made that up. It's not like a minute chart, right? So if you were on a minute or a 5-minute, I would call that a short-term trend. But if you're moving to the hourly, this is more medium, 4-hour daily. I would even call maybe a 4-hour medium. I think daily and weekly are going to be your higher time frames. So yeah, coming down to that support zone around 18,000. You can see it over here, bottom of the band on the 1 hour as well. I expect us to get some sort of bounce. We'll be watching Delta over here. We are dropping. And one thing I'll note is on Delta, we're making a lower low over here, but price is not making a lower low. Delta is what you would go with on this. So it looks bearish at the moment. I do think we'll probably get that drop down to 18,000, trap some bears, and then maybe make another move up, at least up to 18,036, which is a big area of confluence of VWAP and the 20 SMA on the daily or on the hourly. So I see that happening, and I am overall just bullish on this. There would be a breakout if we got through. Get off my screen clock. I don't know what to do. If we got up above like this, you can see it over here on the daily or the 4 hour. Sorry, if we got above, and that's not like a whole lot of meat on it, right? Like breaking this high, getting above 18,070, and then coming up to 18,115. I mean, I guess it's 40 points, which is pretty good if I'm only trying to get 10. But you break this high, this thing should push up to 100, 18,100. But if you're a really good trader, unlike me, but if you were a good trader, you would be, anticipating that for a really good risk reward, buying it down here around 18,000. Your stop is at 20-point stop, maybe a 30-point stop. You put your stop somewhere down here, buy it down here, put your stop somewhere down here. I'm looking over here on the 4 hour. I can blow this up probably. If you were a better trader than I, of course, don't copy my trades. Support zone here. Try to buy it somewhere around down here, as close to 18,000 you can. You can start scaling into a long, probably on micros, and then your take profit would be up here, and that's just a really nice risk reward. You're risking. Again, you're risking. Let's say you got an 18,015, risking 25 points to try to make 80 points. So that's a good one. I might consider doing that if I'm feeling like I'm a good trader. One thing I've noticed after watching these videos is I come in the morning with these ideas and analysis, and then the market opens and all that goes to shit, and I'm just like shooting from the hip, and that's something I've always struggled with. So I'm still doing these videos and watching them again or editing them. It really shows me my weaknesses. So the market's going to open in about 5 minutes. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Support zone down here. If we got an impulse down, I might take a stab at a long down here around 15. And again, I would hold it for like 20 points. So it might be painful. It might be painful for a minute, but the risk reward on that's pretty nice. Well, let's see what happens when the market opens. I'm going to go fill up my coffee mug. And one thing you could do is you could buy it down here. I'm just seeing it now. You could buy it down here 15, somewhere between 18,000 and 18,015, somewhere in this zone. You'd be watching Delta, see if you got a big spike in buyers or something. And then, you could add to it as you broke this descending trend line. That might be a trade worth thinking about. And I'd probably be willing to risk the $400 or whatever to try to make that, 1,500 on a nice trade that I can just hold for today. But yeah, we're gonna have to let the market open, see if we do get that impulse down, and we'll be watching Cumulative Delta, and I'll also be watching time and sales over here, which I have off on another screen. See if we get any buyers coming in at that level. So, all right, I'm gonna go fill up my coffee mug. I'm gonna insert an ad here, guys. Click on the ad if you want. I'm gonna be gone for at least 3 or 4 minutes, so click on the ad. That helps support the channel, and I would appreciate it. I'll be right back, guys. Thanks for the likes, too, by the way. Thanks for the likes. Let's see what happens when the market opens. We get that push down to 18,000, and hopefully maybe get an opportunity jumping along. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Hey, morning, Dave. Appreciate anybody who clicked on an ad. I appreciate the likes very, very much. All right, if you're just joining us, we're looking at this big support zone down here around 18,015 to 18,000. We're looking to see a price once again impulse down to that level, and then we're going to be watching the order flow to see if we find any support. Sending trend lines. I might take a stab down here. Not seeing what I want to see on Delta though. Advanced decline is moving up. Time and sales, Time and sales is Some stuff. Came right to that zone. Ugh, I'm on the MNQ. I was like, what is going on? Why am I not seeing these lines? Dang it. There we go, baby. That's what I need. That box. Wrong instrument. Delta, you can see Delta, how different it looks. MNQ. Delta's tanking here. Not seeing any signs of life. Time and sales is looking red. Find some life down here. So this is going to be, if we take a long here, this would be about a 20-point stop. But our take profit is way the hell up there. So I'm liking those buyers coming in there, guys. Not buying. Do not copy my trades. Shoot. Get filled at like 16. So this stop looks really wide, but what you got to keep in mind is our take profit is going to be pretty wide. So we're just trying to see if we get a bounce out of the support zone, see what happens with it. If we break the, you can see, over here, if we break that blue box, the magical blue box, if we break that magical blue box and fall, then I need to get out. You need to get out at, probably need to get out like that. To do. Delta looks good. I mean, Delta looks bullish. I think you hold this thing. I would expect a pushback here. Oh, Jesus. Everything is just so bullish. Gonna be looking maybe to get out at 49. Nope, it's moving up through it. And there, I'm gonna close out. I don't have my people up there. Dang it, there. I closed that there at the 50, top of the band there on the 5-minute. I'm expecting a bounce. You can also see if I move over this advanced decline, you see that wick on advanced decline. I don't know. I mean, it's so damn bullish. It's just like massive FOMO on. All these semis are just driving everything up. Thanks for the likes, guys. Nah, it's pushing higher. I'm like, kind of want to chase, but should also be happy with $650. Market open on a Monday morning. BS thing got screwed up. A few bearish candles there on a couple bearish candles on the 1 minute. We're also right at the top of the band here on a 5 minute. This kind of seems like it's been its MO for the last week or two, where we get these either descending or ascending trend lines on the hourly. We wick through them, we come back, and then we rip through them. VWAP retest. VWAP retest. This is probably along here when you just push through VWAP, come back, retest, and push up a leg higher. But I'm probably going to let it pass me by because I'm trying to fix my garage door. There's no worse feeling than your garage door not opening. I'm sure people have bigger problems than their garage door not opening, but garage doors are heavy, man. Like I thought garage doors were light. Like I disengaged it to try to just manually put it up, but gee, I couldn't lift the thing. I got somebody coming out here to fix it. It is not going to be a cheap fix. I know exactly what's wrong with it. So I'm not looking for that. I don't like paying for anything, man. If I can fix something myself, I definitely fix it. I don't. I will exhaust all avenues before I call somebody to come fix it. But the problem with this is it broke one of those large springs at the top. I don't know if you know garage doors. They have these huge springs at the top, and one of those just broke. You got to replace the spring. And after doing some Google research, it seems the consensus is that you can actually die from trying to replace one of these springs. So I am not going to try. I'm not going to attempt that. See here on the 1 minute, we get the VWAP retest. You draw this descending trend line like that. I mean, this is what this thing's been doing. It's wicking through, wicking through. That's what we've been doing. This looks very bearish. I'd be closing out here if I was long. break that, fall back down. It's giving back your profits. I mean, if I was get off, fumbling through this. If I I wouldn't be closing out equities. I think overall in general, everything's still really bullish, but intraday trading, you're just trying to find those moves, capitalize on short term. Give this thing a like, guys. I'd appreciate it. Anybody out here trade with under an LLC? Been thinking about doing that. I don't know if there's any tax advantage. Did my taxes. Wasn't. When I was younger and I didn't make any money, and I was broke. Not broke, but you know how it is. I used to look forward to tax season because I would always get a refund. Now, dread tax season. Now it looks bullish. Shut. Back up to 49 maybe. Got a whole list of stocks I'm waiting to buy. Them to come down to some sort of appropriate price. As soon as I jump into the market, inevitably it's just going to reverse, pull back. Nothing worse. Yeah, that's bullish. Appreciate the likes, guys. Just got another like. So we're starting to range a little bit here. It looks like, you can hear like when I'm like, it looks bullish, it looks bearish. Like this, over here, bearish, bullish. Broke this little trend line. Some nice bullish candles here on the 1 minute. Looks like we're going to pop up to 49. Failed. So it looks choppy and rangy at the moment. And definitely a good way to get chopped up is to go short, go long, go short. Chill probably. Delta's looking bearish, although we are positive. I don't see a lot to do in the middle of this range at the moment right here. Only thing you probably would want to be doing is moving down to a higher time frame. And again, look at the link at the 4-hour big support zone. You look at the 4-hour here or the 1 hour. And let's see if I can get these hotkeys. There we go. And you've got major support down here around 18,000, and major resistance up here. So we're just in this tight range here on the 4-hour. You could wait. I don't know. You could wait for the resistance to break to try to go long, or like what we did. We took this long here, but we got out it up here at the top of the band on the 5-minute on the open. We may come back down to this zone, or this holds, and then we get the move up. Just depends how much what you can stomach. You may endure some drawdown. There may be a false breakout to the downside here. May touch 18,000. Maybe it gets through 18,000. We come down here, trap some bears, and then make that move up. You'd have to probably endure some pain. Feel like enduring any pain at the moment. I'm already dealing with my home repairs. Choppy. Say our support zone is still holding though. Careful of the false breakout to the downside, and we're just in this tight range again. I hope you guys can't hear me guzzling my water. Stay hydrated. Still watching this thing. This is your buy zone. Trend lines, you should remove trend lines when they are no longer valid, particularly on lower time frames. Ethereum's moving up. I bought some Ethereum in the fall. I'm not a big crypto guy, but all this stuff with ETFs and everything. Good opportunity at that time. It was everything was so beat up. Support zone again. We're just kind of in this range. Back through VWAP. Or this is your short area. This descending trend line. This trend line holds. Short it. I don't see much to do here. If you were, the trade was down here. If you were looking to get in on something, this is not a good place to get in, I think, unless you think that we're going to break that support zone. But look at Cumulative Delta moving up here. We can look at some other market internals, advanced decline. We're moving up. Market breadth, positive 4. This looks very bullish. Terms of internals, but technicals here looks bearish. You like those two to be syncing with one another. This looks bearish. If I didn't have, if I didn't have these market internals, this looks just bearish. Like we're coming up to the top of this channel or top of this descending trend line. Bearish candle in the 1 minute. You'd expect this thing to make another move down. But looking at, higher time frames, I mean, we're stair stepping on a 4-hour. It's bullish now. You can just tell how I'm going back and forth. You can see this 1 minute looks bullish. We're bearish, now we're bullish. Same thing over here. We were, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Every 5 minutes we're going back and forth. 5 more minutes we're going to look bearish. What's up, Nick? Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the comment. Yeah, the bear is the attraction here. Trades are kind of secondary. See the bear. This range. Chop it, chop it, chop it. Slow chop. There might I can make bear do some dances here. Go. That's me dancing here. I'll show you another dance move. Oh yeah. Morning, Steve. Doing some dance moves over here. Watching the market, chopping around. We're ranging, guys. We're just ranging here. I'm telling you, some days it just feels super toppy, but as soon as you think it's gonna, do a pullback, thing just rips higher. I mean, I think it's got more room to the upside. Thanks for being here, guys. Give you a little hello. Do we know what the market's gonna do? Nope. Eventually, it's gonna move higher. That's the tricky thing about futures trading. You've got to be so precise with your. Or have a lot of room for drawdown, right? Yeah, I'm bullish, Nick. I tell you what, I am bullish. Absolutely, higher time frames. You can't argue with this. I mean, we talked about this in the pre-market. We do a whole pre-market prep thing, starting at 8:10 a.m. Central Time, not 9:10 a.m. Eastern. I mean, you just look at the weekly chart. I mean, you can't argue against these. Look at these weekly candles. This weekly, this one. We did gap down a little bit, but we're coming in the support zone. I mean, I think we're opened up here. I think we just keep moving up. It is hard to argue against it until something changes. Until you get some sort of fundamental catalyst that's going to send it the other way. What's that going to be? It's going to be interest rates not coming out until March. I mean, March interest rate decision, where they're not going to raise it in March. They already said it. But if they say they're not going to raise it again in June, and they say we're going to keep interest rate. I'm sorry, they're not going to cut it. Sorry, blah, blah. They're not going to cut interest rates. If they say in March that they will not cut in June and they're going to keep them the same, then I think you would see the market really pull back. But I think for the next month, I think we're just going to keep up. Before you know it, we'll be at 18,500. Before you know it, we'll be at 20,000. You'll be like, God dang it, gosh darn it. I wish I would have jumped in on the action, at 18,000 rather than thinking that we were too overextended, which is kind of where I'm at, to be honest with you, on equities. Just, look at some of these things, particularly the ones that are driving the market, all these semis driving the market. I think you want to keep this 4 hour in mind over here. The range that we're in at the moment, 70-point range. I don't, Nick, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the market's kind of running out of buyers, to be honest. I think everybody's bought the dang thing. And, um, nobody's shorting it. You got some profit taking going on, I think. And I think it's just slowly winding its way up. Also, the market's slow in the AM. We'll get some move after lunch. I don't know. I really don't know. I have been seeing that you always get some volume coming in about the last hour of the session. There's more volume coming in. The market is kind of a U-shaped in terms of volume, where you get a lot of volume in the morning, then it dies off around 10:30, 11 a.m. Central Time, and then we pick back up in the last hour and a half in the afternoon. There's different trading strategies that you can use within all of those. Sometimes you do more momentum plays in the morning, and then what I like to do during those low volume hours where the market's not moving that much is doing mean reversion trades, or just trading the extreme. So if the price makes a big move one way, I'm scaling in the opposite way, and those are risky trades. But I find that those are more profitable during the lunch lull, I call it, where volume's just really low and you see the market make an extreme move, and typically that's going to revert, get some sort of opposite move. So yeah, I don't know. I wish I could give you more thoughts on that. I think you want to watch the market. Maybe just spend like a few days just really watching the market in the afternoon and taking notes on like what you see it doing, and you'll probably be able to find some sort of opportunity that you can exploit. Like we talked about over here, I've been noticing almost every morning we get these descending trend lines or ascending trend lines on the hourly charts, and we're always wicking through them and we're coming back down in. We seem to always be doing that. Get these false breakouts. How can you exploit that? Well, I mean, one, you could anticipate the break of it and then take your profit, not try to hold it, right? I mean, that's what we did over here. Or you could try fading it as it moves back in. But yeah, I think I used to say, traders need to be kind of like thieves or like robbers, where you're like stalking a house. Like you need to stalk the market. Take notes, see if you can't find some patterns that are going to repeat. And patterns are short-lived. Patterns aren't going to work all the time forever. You want to find patterns that are working now and recognize when they've stopped working, and then try to find new patterns, what it's doing. I think sometimes that's why people like trading strategies that you find on the YouTube, don't work forever. They're gonna fade out. Market conditions change, and those strategies that some guy made, don't work forever. So I just bought some super micron stock. I'm just so tired of seeing the thing freaking run up. I gotta be involved. I got almost very small position, but I just can't keep watching all these semis rip up, and I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm gonna say it again. I've said it before. I bought Nvidia at 291, and I currently do not own any, and it kills me every day. I have to remind myself that like my 401k, kids 529s, like I'm still making money in the market, but not making the money that I could have made. FOMO. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I think we're bullish until we get a fundamental reason to be bearish, and that's going to come in with interest rate decisions in March. So I think we're going to continue to move up, and the only thing you should be doing is buying the dips. In terms of like swing trade, like longer term trading, swing trading, I would say. And then maybe, running up to FOMC in March in the next month, you probably want to be closing out of some of those, because I think you may see the Fed the Fed say they will not cut rates in June, which would, I think, drive the market down. That's just my thought. I don't know, what do you guys think? We're bouncing off that support zone again, failing to make lower lows on the day. Bullish candle on the 5-minute. Yeah, it's just slow here, guys. Um, all right, I'm gonna go fill my coffee mug. For equities, Nick, I use Thinkorswim. So I've got two equity accounts. I've got for stocks, I've got Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, and then I also just moved a bunch of cash over to Webull. They've got this thing where you get 5% on any cash that's just sitting in your account, which I like. So I've got, I would say 80% of my money over in Webull, and then I've got about 20% still in Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, just because I'm always like waiting for opportunities when I'm trading equities, and I'm taking profit. So I take profit, I've got a profit target on it, and I'm usually trying to make about 10% of whatever I put in, and then I'm waiting for the next opportunity. So sometimes, like right now, I've got a lot of cash just sitting around, and so I'm earning 5% on that while it's just sitting there. And then if I see an opportunity, then I'll put the money to work. But otherwise, it's just there and accrues 5% APR, PY, or freaking whatever. But I like the Thinkorswim trading platform a lot, and I use that. Like I've got market internals up on that, and I still actually prefer to use that charting, and then I'll just manually enter orders in Webull if I need to. Webull's kind of like freaking what's it called, Robinhood, which I cannot stand Robinhood. I don't know how anybody trades on Robinhood. Traders don't trade on Robinhood. You just can't. You just can't. I cannot trade on Robinhood's platform. I hate the phone thing. That's just I don't. It's just Robinhood and me are not friends. Webull's okay. It's still kind of childish. I don't know if that's the right word, but not too refined. But you can get your orders in. You can chart on it okay. It's fine. I do most of my stuff on Thinkorswim, and then I'll just put the order in on Webull. But yeah, I mean, I'll keep it over there. I'll keep it over there until the interest rates go down. Then I'll probably move everything back to Thinkorswim. I like Thinkorswim. I think TD Ameritrade's charting software is fantastic. It used to be free. I don't know if it's free anymore. I think now you actually have to like deposit money into an account, but it used to be that you could just go in there, sign up, download Thinkorswim, and open up a paper trading account. You would have access to live data. Live data. You could paper trade. You got everything. Now I think they've changed that. So we're arranging here, guys. I think you really want to be careful about doing anything. I mean, look at the 5 minute. Like, let's just look at the 5 minute. This is just a good example of what's going on. Market opened right here. Here? No, here. Market open here. This is the opening. It's the opening 5 minute. This is the opening 5 minute candle. Second candle looks bullish, right? Bullish. Came right up there at the top of the band. Rejected. Then what does this look like? Bearish. What does this look like? Bullish. What does this look like? Bearish. This looks like nothing. This looks kind of bullish because we broke higher here, closed near the high, looks bullish. Then what do we get? Bearish. What do we get here? Bullish. What do we get here? Bearish. Maybe this is a bearish candle. It's shaping up to be a bearish candle, but there's still 4 minutes left. I would be buying it down here. This is your buy zone. This is your sell zone. That's the only thing you can be doing right now. Nothing else to do. Nothing. Stop looking for fair value gaps. Jesus, when I started trading, there was no such thing as a fair value gap. I don't even know what a fair value gap is. I see so many people trading. I do know what a fair value gap is. I have looked into it, but I think if you're coming in here looking at wicks and trying to find wick empty zones or whatever it is, somebody's gonna. You can bash me if you want. I mean, tell me what it is. I don't know. Does anybody here trade fair value gaps on ICT? There's so many new people doing YouTube live streams that are going off ICT stuff. Maybe I'm just set in my ways. Gotta be careful. It's been debunked. I think some people have debunked all the ICT stuff. I mean, if it works for you, and you're finding some patterns in it, and you're finding a rhythm in it, and you're more importantly profitable and comfortable with it, by all means, keep doing what you're doing. You do you, man. I'm not here to tell you anything, but I would feel bad if somebody watched the 100+ hours that he's got up on YouTube on some strategy, and everybody's looking for like wick zones or whatever they are, trying to find your fair value gaps. I don't know. Somebody tell me to shut up. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. I'm running out of things to say. Range, 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 range. Buy down here, sell up here. As soon as I jump in, it'll be like, break out to the downside. You wouldn't mind giving this thing a like. If you've just joined us, please consider giving this thing a like. We've taken one trade this morning, a nice 30-point grab on the open. We had marked out the support zone here. You can see the blue box. We identified that on a higher time frame over here on the 4-hour. We bought as price came into that support zone. Here we got a nice bullish candle in 2000 volume. We also saw cumulative delta moving up. Took a long. We got out up here close to the 50. 18,050. It happened to also correspond with the top of the 5-minute Bollinger Band, where we thought we might get a rejection, which we did, and now it's ranging. This is a buy though down here, I think. Not copy my trades, you are going to lose money. You may be asking, Bear, why don't you take it? And I'll say, because I'm happy with my P&L at the moment, and I don't know. I need a nice green day to start the week. It just also looks pretty choppy. Appreciate the likes. One more like would make me happy. Lucky number 13. I'm going to go fill up my coffee mug. You guys can keep watching this. I bet we bounce here. Back up to 31. You could probably try to take a scalp here up to 31. Where's your stop? You can put it right there at 17. 4-point stop. Trying to get. And maybe you want to get out the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. I don't know. My back's killing me. I got to go walk around. Appreciate that like, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to insert an ad. Click on that ad. Click on that ad. Support the channel. Yeah, I'll be right back in a couple. Here we go. Yeah, I'm back, guys. Sorry. Oh, that was a good buy down there, wasn't it? Didn't take it. Can't claim it. If you didn't take it, you can't claim it. Yeah, I've heard that too. Fair value gaps line up with LVNs. I feel, I'd like to check that out. I shouldn't bash them. Or maybe I'll do a little research this afternoon, a little bit more on it, and take a look. Speaking of low volume nodes, we ain't got any. Except up here at session highs. Session highs up here. And session lows down here. And that's all we got. Yeah, down here was a good buy down here. Trying to take it up. I probably would have gotten out closer to VWAP. 29, I probably would have gotten out up here just to be safe. On a scalp, but I didn't take it, so this. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. I'll be back again tomorrow for anybody that's interested. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate it. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. If you got any questions, happy to answer any questions you've got in the chat there. I think you're all right, Justin, though. I think I've heard that before too, that fair value gaps and LVN, low volume nodes line up. So I'll definitely take a look at that. Cool, Nick. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's 8:10 a.m. Central Time, 9:10 Eastern Time. And that gives us about 10-15 minutes to do all the pre-market stuff. One thing I didn't look at is if we got any big news coming out this week. I forgot to look at that this morning. Ooh, CPI tomorrow. How did I miss that? How did I miss CPI tomorrow? Oh, I'm a horrible, horrible trader. All right, guys. Tomorrow, 8. This is 7:30. This is Eastern time. Make sure you are aware of CPI coming out tomorrow. It's going to be big. CPI is always big. So that's coming out 7:30 a.m. Central Time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Need to be aware of that. Show that's going to move the market, and that might be why we're seeing all this slow choppiness with it ranging. It's just waiting on CPI numbers. Retail sales. Nobody cares about retail sales anymore. Friday we have PPI. So big inflation numbers coming out this week. CPI and PPI. Need to be aware of those. Tomorrow should be a pretty good day. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad you got some value out of it. I mean, I took a bunch of Forex courses when I first started, and I don't trade Forex at all, but I still use like the technical analysis aspect of Forex. I find that I've got my stream delay increases as the longer I stream. So right now I'm probably at an 8-second stream delay. I don't know. I'm just guessing. When I first started the stream this morning, it was only like 1 or 2 seconds. So I'm trying to fix that. I don't know. There might not be much I can do about it. But in the morning when I first start, the stream delay is only about 2 seconds. 1, 2. It's really short. doing this thing again where we break through that trend line on the open and then we come back down and then we make the move back up. It looks bullish now. Gosh, getting in down here would have been a good one. I don't know if anybody took that trade or not. Appreciate you guys being here. If you just jumped on, we've only taken one trade today. Right over here. The entry, the exit, and that was just just taking it, pushing off of a support zone we identified in pre-market and using cumulative delta confirmation. And now we're just ranging. Resistance up here, support down here. We have CPI numbers coming out tomorrow. 7:30 a.m. Eastern. I suspect we're just going to kind of range today. I don't think we're going to get a big move. I think it's waiting for CPI to come out tomorrow, and then we'll probably see a pretty decent move. We also have PPI numbers coming out on, now it's getting a little bullish, Friday. You need to be aware of those. I think it might come up to 57, maybe. Looking bullish here. Did jump into some super micron stock just a second ago. Already up about 12 points on it. That's not, thing is at $800. Anyways, now we're hitting that resistance level. I wouldn't short it though. I'd only be looking to buy it, and I think the only place to buy it is down here. I don't know, guys. I think we can get 15 likes on this thing. Anybody want to give me 2 more likes? 15 likes. I'll beg for likes. Begging for likes. Yeah, I jumped into some semis here just to alleviate my FOMO. But I really need to wait for a deeper pullback. Got a list out. Appreciate the likes, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hit 16. Loving it. I'm really waiting for some of the equities to become oversold. I can get in at a good price. Nothing worse than buying the top of anything. There's also, I don't know what's worse. Well, buying the top is the worst. But a close second is sitting on the sidelines while the instrument or the stock or whatever you're trying to do is just ripping up. And you're just waiting for the pullback. Thing is moving up 3-4% every day, and you're like, gosh darn it. Missing out. FOMO. FOMO is the worst, and buying the top is the worst. Sometimes just taking a small position will alleviate both. I mean, you might still buy the top, but then you can always scale back in. Scale in. Take a small position, particularly if you think there's a lot of room to run on it. Allow yourself to endure some drawdown. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We will be live streaming tomorrow, 8-10 a.m. Central Time, identifying levels, maybe taking a trade or two. Again, we're right up here at resistance. I suspect we are going to break this. We'll eventually break all of this, and we will come up to 18,100-ish. Eventually, we're going to come up to 18,200-ish, and then eventually we will come up to 18,500-ish. Those are all in store for her, I believe. Intraday, we're just looking for intraday opportunities. I don't want to short it because we are just too bullish. I also don't want to chase it. Place to get in on it was down here, right here. That was your entry. This is chasing. You could possibly buy the breakout, session highs. I don't know. Do you want to buy session highs? Probably not. It's bad. Don't have FOMO. Don't have FOMO. Appreciate what you got. Appreciate the trade that you had. FOMO will only lead to self-destruction. Congrats to the Chiefs. I am from Missouri. I'm just going to say this. I've been a lifelong Chiefs fan since I was a kid. Not on the bandwagon. I like the Chiefs when they had Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. If anyone remembers him, that's how old I am. So I almost don't want to tell people I'm a Chiefs fan because they're like, "Oh, you're a Chiefs fan now, huh?" I'm like, "No, I'm from Missouri, very close to Kansas City, lifelong Chiefs fan." It's good to see them finally winning. They were not a good team for a long time. Even when I saw they had Joe Montana there last night as a 49er, but I don't know. I didn't hear anybody saying how Joe Montana used to play for the Chiefs. Anybody remember that? Joe Montana, Marcus Allen playing for the Chiefs back in the day. Is that Marty? That was when everybody thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. I think they made the playoffs, but didn't come close to even making the Super Bowl. Marty Schottenheimer. My brother-in-law is now a big Chiefs fan. He was not a lifelong Chiefs fan. Drives me nuts. I mean, he can be a Chiefs fan if you. I do not own the Chiefs. Liquidity grab at session highs, starting to wick through. Might want to fall back down. Or we just keep ripping up. We got 57 open, 758, 4 points. Woohoo! I wouldn't be chasing 4 points up here. Because your stop loss has got to be 20 points away. You're going to risk 20 points to try to make 4 points? I don't think so. Not a good trade. No. Watch Bear. Bear goes. Oh no. Did you buy session highs? Even if you think it's breaking out, oh, having the FOMO. I will say when you live stream, you're looking at your P&L way too much. Wanted to kind of get in down here, but I also wanted that nice green number at the end of the day. Scared money don't make money. Saying scared money don't make money. That's why trading small size sometimes is the best. I mean, we all know that when you trade sim accounts, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars because you care. Switch that thing over to the live account. Boy, it's a story, isn't it? Delta's moving up, making new highs. Everything looks very bullish. My super micron trade going. Looks nice. Moving up. Alleviating my FOMO. Look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour charts down here. On the top of that range. Identified pre-market. Are going to bust out of that. Move up to 116. Hitting the top of the band here on the hourly. She wants to go up. There's going to be some resistance up here, 70. See that orange line here over 2000 volume chart. Dude, can we get 20 likes on this thing? Be amazing. Appreciate it. Well, not liked yet? Smashing that like button. We get 20 likes. Very bullish 4-hour candle. Wow, who's going to be my 20th like? Going to be my 20th. Very bullish 4-hour. Closing here. If you were a swing trader, what I would do, may actually do this. Buy here. Take, you're risking, your stop's got to be here, right? 98 below the support level. Take profit, be all the way up here. CPI and PPI tomorrow. CPI tomorrow is going to drive a lot of this. Can't get that 20th like. That's all right. It's cool. It's cool, guys. Cool. It's all good. Good. Pushing up. Think about that first trade we took over here. If we just would have held that thing. I mean, a lot of this, you have to endure all this chop. But look at Cumulative Delta now. Moving up. Moving on. Volume coming in up here. Appreciate that 20th like. If you're my 20th like, let me know. Let me know in that chat if you want to. Do appreciate it, guys. Just takes one click from you guys, but it really does encourage me to stay on this, keep doing it. Yeah, knowing that it's kind of appreciated a little bit because I literally do not make anything off live streaming. And some days I may not do it if I'm seeing something really good setting up that I want to kind of have clear focus on. Because it does affect your trade. It does affect your trading for sure. Like I want to take this here up to 70. It's nothing. But there's just not a lot of meat on it for me up here trying to bite it up at this price. This does look like it wants to break out, huh? Dude, arm is ripping. Oh my. Oh, there it goes. Popped. You see how it popped through that? I think that just confirms that resistance level. It's breaking out. You can find an entry on it. Hmm. This thing's probably going to move without me, but I just can't bring myself to chase it. Well, barnacles. Let's move without me here. Dude, ARM is on a freaking tear. It's up 25%. I don't know what happened, but ARM is absolutely ripping up. I'm looking at some of the big tech stocks here. What's going on with them? Snap has recovered too. It's weird. This could be a long here. You could probably maybe try to take it up to 85, 86. Stop's got to be at 74. Scalp. A bit of a chase, but we see that you've got this kind of higher node coming in here, an LVN, the move up. We're at a support level over here on the 1 minute. Trend line. Don't copy my trades though. You're going to lose some money. I would hate to see that. All right, guys, I've been staring at this thing too long. I'm gonna jump off of here. I feel like I'm about ready to do something. I'm regretting I'm about ready to chase this thing to the upside. And as I see this thing failing, I almost took that long there, and I'm glad I didn't because I'd just definitely be chasing the price. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate all the likes, all the support. I got a few more subscribers. That's great. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. If you guys got any value of this, smash that like button one more time. Um, Consider subscribing, and hopefully I will see you guys back here tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you then. Bye.